It was another forgettable race for Ferrari Sebastian Vettel at Sochi as he ended up outside the points in 13th place. At one stage, he was battling in the points, but a tyre strategy that saw him do 30 laps on the mediums but only 22 laps on the hard left him with few opportunities. Vettel has now suggested that it was part of the team's strategy to slow down the Renaults, possibly to help teammate Charles Leclerc. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Vettel feels that he was left out to dry by Ferrari. During the race, he was heard arguing with his race engineer when he was asked to stay out. Did Charles box already or not? What do we lose if we box? I'm losing half a second per sector. After the race, he explained why he couldn't benefit from all the crashes in the safety car. My start from the dirty side of the track was not ideal, so I couldn't benefit from other people's crashes and collisions. After the safety car period, I was a bit stuck and I struggled to stay close to the cars in front of me. He further elaborated that even though he was quicker, he couldn't make the tyres last. In the middle part of the race, the car was quicker than yesterday in quali, but I struggled to make the tyres last, partly because following other cars did not help. I did the maximum today, but I was just not quick enough. Vettel then gave his explanation on why he was left out for so long on his medium tyres. It was clear I was left out to slow down the Renaults. It didn't help me, of course. I think we could have taken a point, but that doesn't change much now. Vettel concluded his words by not being very hopeful for the next race at the Nürburgring. It's certainly one of the nicer races, but the car will be similar like the last 2 weeks, so it won't be an easy weekend. Fast feed! Defending world champion Lewis Hamilton thinks that the FIA stewards are trying to stop him and pointed out that it's not like he hasn't faced adversity before. He added that he just has to make sure he gives them no reason, not even a sniff, to be able to do something. The FIA has since retracted the penalty points and instead fined Mercedes €25,000 for the infraction, as it was the team that gave Lewis permission to do the practice starts a bit further ahead. Red Bull's Max Verstappen felt that Lewis being given penalty points was a bit harsh, as they should only take those kinds of measures if you hit someone, for example. He also thinks that to be able to split the Mercedes cars again, they can be pleased with that. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff feels that there is room for interpretation when it comes to the director's notes, as it says you can make a practice start after the lines on the right-hand side, and that is what Lewis did according to him. He further added that they have to analyse why they made the mistake together. Lewis has faced a lot of adversity in his life and they all find the punishment too harsh. He acknowledged that his other driver Valtteri drove a brilliant race today. He made no mistakes and managed the tyres well. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner stated that Max is driving at a very high level and felt that he made absolutely no mistakes. It was a very matured and measured performance. He also explained that it was a tough afternoon for Alex, and he thinks he is particularly sensitive to some characteristics on the car. They're highlighted on this kind of track with the short corners and big braking zones. Alex Albon, meanwhile, agrees it wasn't a great race to be honest, and explained that he was stuck behind on the hard tyres and couldn't really overtake. Valtteri Bottas pointed out that this time it finally went his way, while accepting that he was also lucky. The FIA has released a statement confirming that for the duration of the podium ceremony and post-race interview procedure, the drivers finishing in race positions 1, 2, 3 must remain attired only in their driving suit. Valtteri Bottas revealed that there's been people telling him that he should not bother and that he should give up, but he will never do that, so he just wanted to go again and send his best wishes to them, referring to his post-race radio message. Max Verstappen feels that it's going to be a bit colder at the Nürburgring, but feels that they have had a good summer with a lot of nice warm races, so maybe now to have a very cold one, it's not such a bad thing. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc is happy with the weekend and feels that they now need to understand what they did different to be so much better in the race than Mugello. He further explained that they had brought some small upgrades for this weekend, but he doesn't think it's the explanation of all the performance jump. And he further added that it has definitely gone in the right direction and they should have a bigger upgrade for the next Grand Prix. Did Lewis Hamilton deserve the penalty he received? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.